welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kaylee and I am the girl behind the Simple Cozy Haven, and I'm so glad you're here today. I just wanted to share our Christmas home tour with y'all. If you have not decorated, please don't feel stressed out or that you are behind in any of that. We just like to get this done early. We did host Thanksgiving this past weekend, which I hope you all had a very happy Thanksgiving. But I also just like to enjoy the Christmas season for as long as possible, and I like to just go ahead and start working on it in early November. So if you are still in the process of decorating, or if you haven't even decorated yet, I hope this video inspires you and maybe gives you some new ideas for this season. Or if you're just anything like me, I love to see how people decorate their homes every year for Christmas. I think it's just magical, and I always enjoy seeing what people do in their own home. Christmas has always been a really important part of my life, and I love decorating for Christmas so much. My family will kind of pick on me for how many trees I have, but it's just something that brings me joy. So if this also brings you joy, I hope you guys enjoy this video. But let's go ahead and get into our Christmas home tour for 2025. So when you first get to our house, this is our front door. This is Sir Nuttingham the Nutcracker, and I decorated this door with you guys. I do have a video I will link below, but this is kind of how it all came out. I think it looks super, super cute. This is the viral Walmart paintable Nutcracker, and this is how I finished him off. I think he looks really great. I still do need to spray him with a clear coat of something. I just haven't figured out which one I want to do yet. So for now, he is just finished, and he is super cute. My kids love him, and the neighbors think he's hilarious. So we love Sir Nuttingham. Our entryway is a little bit dark. I don't know where the sun went, but this is something that we've kind of struggled with in this house. So we did add a window to the door with P's doors a few years ago, which has been great, but still, like, we struggle with the lights. So in the entryway, I added this peg rail with you guys. So we did this wall a couple years ago, and then we came back this past spring and added these really pretty little hooks. It's a little farmhousey, but I think with all of the other modern finishes and pieces in here, it does look fine. But I added this basket that I got on Facebook Marketplace for $5. I just put some little green stems that I wasn't using in there, and I have it hung up. And then I just lined the rest of our stockings. These are some extra ones that we had, and we have everyone's initials on them. Everyone thinks that's really fun. So I just added these to our entryway wall as well. And I always love to add a tree, which I don't decorate the entry tree as crazy as I kind of used to, but I still think it looks really pretty, and it just adds that little bit of brightness that we need this time of year with as little sun as we get now. I do have a hurricane on the table behind it, filled with some pine cones that we got from our hunting camp. And then I just adorned the table with a few other things. But our entryway is very narrow as well, but it's very long. So trying to figure out how to fill the space and not like overwhelm it, it feels a little complicated sometimes. But I did add these really pretty Norfolk pine garland to the mirror, and then I added those little bell picks from Hobby Lobby as well. And so again, it's very simple. I just have a few things. We've got a little letters to Santa box that I actually got on clearance at Michael's a few years ago. It was after Christmas, and I think I got it for maybe 90% off, which was wild. I can't believe that it was actually still there. So I just have a few little things on the table, but it's very simple. I do love it though. I think it looks very pretty, and the kids love it as well. So that's really all that matters, right? So as you walk, we have some other rooms, and then this is my piano and our dining space as well as our living room. So a very open concept. So over here on the piano area, on the mirror above it, I added back the same wicker bell swag situation. I found the bells at Lowe's, surprisingly, for about $10 last year, and they had some other greenery on them, which was kind of small, and it wasn't really my favorite, so I switched out and put in the Norfolk pine stems that I had from Hobby Lobby, and they were about $4 each. I saw them again this year. They're probably sold out now. Unfortunately, they are something that goes very fast, but a great find if you do happen to stumble upon them at Hobby Lobby. And then this year I just switched out the ribbon. I had a very red ribbon last year, and then I found this one. It's like a red tartan plaid from Walmart, the My Texas House line. They had it, and I think it looks really pretty. And then I just have like the same books and one of my little plants over here. The one thing I love the most is this beautiful champagne bucket. And then I just put in a little Christmas tree. It does have lights that come on, but they are on a timer and they're not currently on. So, and I'm sorry guys, the lighting is getting so wonky. I'm really trying to hurry up because there might be a storm blowing in. But I just have the same stuff as last year. I did switch out one of my art prints, which you can't really see right this second, but I'll show you on a close-up. Again, a lot of it's just the same. It's very simple. I do have the same swan print that I purchased last year. I think it's so pretty. I love my little piano area, so I think it looks really pretty. Has changed in the dining room. I did switch out these the lights that were here last time. They had little like glass shades on them. I did switch those out and I did a little DIY with those. But overall, the console table over here is a lot different. I have a lot more decorations on it now and I think it looks a lot better, but I did the same greenery. This is all from Michael's, I believe. Yeah. And then I just kind of used some floral wire to tie in a few more other green pieces I thought were pretty. I do have this really pretty celery vase I found out that I just put some cranberries and a candle in. I think that looks really pretty and classic. I love to decorate with dried oranges, so I added some dried oranges as well as these itty bitty little bells that I found. I got them years ago, honestly. They're probably off of Amazon, but I just filled this really cute little tray. I'm trying not to spill everything, but I got this really cute tray from the thrift shop, or maybe it was an antique shop, I'm not sure, but I just put in some dried oranges that I made this year and the little bells, and I thought that just looked really cute. The tree is pretty much the same. I did add a few other little bead garlands and then these little red poinsettias. I didn't do too much. I usually keep this tree fairly simple because I feel like there's a lot going on over here, but I also have the same little candle clips that are battery operated. I don't have them turned on right now because I'm honestly all out of batteries, which is very sad, but I went to turn them on today and they weren't working, so I need to go purchase some batteries, which I guess they're a few years old, so I can't be too mad about that. Love how this little area feels. It's so cozy. So over here on the console, I do have the really large tulip vase from Hearth and Hand this year, and I just added, I have a few of those Norfolk pine stems. These are just some like dark green pine stems from Michael's that I found this year, and then just that same like spray from Hobby Lobby that I have in the basket in the entryway. And then I just added my favorite little red berry picks. I have these everywhere in the house, and I don't know, I feel like it came out really pretty. So I do really love that. Directly behind the dining room is our living room, and I think that this might be my favorite living room Christmas decoration yet. It's kind of a lot. It's a little overwhelming, to be honest with you, but I think all of the best Christmas decorations are just a little bit overstimulating. So I did do our tree very similar to last year. The only thing that I changed is I added some pheasant feathers to the top tree topper. But other than that, everything else is pretty much the same. I didn't really buy much tree decor this year, so that's kind of all the same. I loved how it came out last year. It's very traditional, maybe a little bit Ralph Lauren-esque with the tartan and the plaid and all the reds and greens, but I think it came out really pretty again. And then the pheasant feathers just kind of polished it for me. I love them. I think it's just a really cool way. So let me go ahead and show you everything else in the living room. So the tree is very traditional. I'm gonna try and zoom you in so you can see the pheasant feathers. There's not too many because I did end up using a few for another thing on the mantle, but I will show you all of that in just a second. But I think the tree is very beautiful, and this is the Jackson Noble from Home Depot. This is our 3rd year with the tree, and I think it is absolutely stunning. I could not recommend it more. So it is perfect for the space that we have in here. Really trying with the light here. Hopefully it cooperates. So over here, I just have some stockings. I've had these cream bubble knit ones for a few years, and they were from Target. So I also just layered in some of our stockings that I made earlier this year. And of course I had to add my little famous Santa bust. He went kind of viral last year, and I think I saw him, you know, resurface again this year. I never saw him in my store at Michael's, but he's a really cute little bust. I love him. He's super cute, very traditional. So I just keep him over here. And then on our garland, so I've used the same few garlands for years now, and they're looking a little sad. So I'm not sure if this will be like their last year, but this year I wanted to add in some hydrangeas. I'd been seeing a lot of that online, and my mom even put some of her dried hydrangeas in one of her trees, and I was like, I'm gonna do the same thing but on the garland. I wanted to just do something a little bit different, so I thought adding in the dried hydrangeas from my garden last year, because they were honestly just sitting in the garage in the vase that I had them in for fall decor last year, and I was like, I should do something with those. So I cut the stems off and place them in, and then I also added in some dried orange slices, and I just used an ornament hook to hook through this, you know, the soft part of the orange, and then I just like hooked it onto the garland, which worked perfectly. So I've got that. And then if you're wondering what this is behind me, this is a frame TV. We love it. It was one of the first things we bought in this house. And we did add this wooden frame around it. This is just a winter scene that I downloaded from the public domain. I do have a blog post that I will link below that kind of shows you how to find art from the public domain and download it. Totally free to use. It's copyright free at this point. So that is really cool. It's something I love to do. Or if you don't want to do all that, you can definitely get on Etsy and find frame TV downloads. So you can see a little bit more of the hydrangeas and the oranges, as well as the star bells that I added to the side of the mantle as well. But if you guys watched my last video when I was decorating, I added this really pretty, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, I get that, but this planter, and I filled it with some foam, and I added some pheasant feathers that I had from the fall, and then I also added some guinea fowl feathers, and then I just topped it with some Spanish moss, and I thought it looked really neat over here. Just something a little bit different, you know. I do really like that, and I feel like it definitely fits in. That's kind of just what I wanted to do for the mantle this year. Okay, so we're really going to be fighting the light. I did just sew together this really pretty red ticking stripe pillow with the ruffles. I thought it came out so cute. And that is the dresser that I found on Facebook Marketplace a few years ago for about 40 bucks. And we brought it in here a few days ago, and it just fit perfectly. So I added that. And you will see I finally added some art to the picture frame that has been sitting empty for a while. I don't think you can see it because of the sun glare. Now the sun wants to come in, but I think it came out really pretty. I just put a little wreath up here with the red bow, and then I have a few just little trinkets over here on top of the dresser. I did add some books that I have found on Thrift Books. So if you guys have not checked out that website, it is somewhere I definitely recommend. I've known about it for a few years now, and I've made a few purchases, but this year I ordered the Martha Stewart's Christmas, as well as the classic crafts and recipes for the holidays. So I got them for maybe a few dollars each, maybe like $5, but I just stacked those up and then threw my little myrtle topiary on top. I feel like all of my OGs will be so glad that I got some Christmas pillows. I added those red tartan pillowcases to some of my pillows in here on the couch, and I think it came out really pretty. So, and then I also have the greenery on top of our light fixture, which I think is so cozy. Everyone loved it at Thanksgiving, so I guess it was a hit. But I think it just looks really, really cute as well. And then on the coffee table, I just added some gold bells that I have to the little tray that we use, as well as the same greenery and red berry picks that I have everywhere else. So I love that. I think it came out really cozy. So we love this space so much. So for our kitchen, we didn't do too much. I just have this little tray over here. So this is my little tray that I got from Target earlier this fall, and I just made this little planter. I added those magnolia stems I talked about in my Christmas decoration haul. I love them, and then I added the guinea fowl feathers as well as the red berries. And then I just have this little mercury glass Christmas tree that I got last year. And then these really sweet little plates. They are from Pier 1. My mom gave them to me. She was done with them, I guess. So cute little Christmas plates. I think they're so sweet. It was really funny. My dad was over here this weekend and he was like, "Where did you get those?" And I was like, "Oh, mom gave them to me." He's like, "That's why they look so familiar." He's like, "I knew I'd seen them before." So I thought that was just kind of funny. I was like, "Yeah, mom passed them down to me." So I think this little area looks really cute, and it's nice and simple. You know, we've got 3 kids, so the kitchen needs to be able to breathe and not have too much going on. So we have all that. And then y'all, the only thing we added back to the stove area is just a little wreath over here. Super simple. I do love these little wreaths we just added to the pot rack. Not too much. So I love just the little pop of green that gave. And then over here where I have like my cooking utensils and salt, I just added this little wooden tree with a gold star. I think it's from Home Goods. I think I actually bought this in Savannah, Georgia when my husband and I went on a little weekend trip a couple years ago. So I thought it was just cute and a little something just to add a little bit of decor to the kitchen. But again, not get in the way because we need things to be able to work around here. If you guys know, if you've been around, you will see something majorly different behind me, which is super exciting. Guys, we finished the doors. We had a goal to finish them before Thanksgiving, and we accomplished it, even though we got food poisoning. Literally the evening that we finished the doors, we came down with terrible food poisoning. 3 of us did. But we finished the doors, which felt so good, and I love them. They came out so good. The beautiful glass doors. My husband knocked it out of the park. And I think it just makes the space look not as busy, because compared to the rest of the house, I felt like all of these open shelves and all of the decor over here just kind of felt like a lot to me. So I just kind of like struggled with like, did I mess up? Did I do too much over here? Compared to the rest of the house, decor wise. But I think the doors just really toned it down, and oh my gosh, I'm so happy with them. I do have a little bit more paint cleanup on the glass, but the doors really need a cure for 7 days before you start messing with them. So I didn't want to like be too eager to fix, get all the overspray off the glass, but so happy with them. So let me show you how I decorated them for Christmas. Okay, so as you can see, all 8 doors are done. They look so good. And on these shelves, I just have the planter with some greenery from last year, as well as those red berries. And I did do a little bit of this decorating with you guys on camera in my last video, so you can go back and check that out if you want a little bit more. But a lot of it is just reused from last year. Those little white creamy paper trees are from Hobby Lobby, and they're just like the magnetic trees. The little house is from Target last year, as well as those cups with the bows. And I have a few art prints, and I just have 2 of those little Christmas trees that I got from Home Goods. I think the wooden trees from Hobby Lobby last year, but the marble tree behind it, it's kind of hard to see, is from Home Goods. And then I just added that little tree over here, and I added a ribbon to our decanter, so just to give a little bit of like Christmas cheer. I think it came out super good, and I love this space literally so much, you guys. I'm just so happy with it. So here is a close-up of the doors, and I think it just looks so pretty, guys. I'm so happy. We did use the Rejuvenation unlacquered brass hardware, so hopefully they will patina over the years, and I'm just so happy with them, so I love it. And then we just have the little downswept tree from Target that I had last year, and I added it back over to the same corner. And I did add a little felt bow situation garland on it. I think it came out really cute. You will see a little tree outside that we put on the back porch, but then I also just threw over there my little pillow that I made last year. I quilted it. I do have a video all about that. But a little quilted pillowcase in the corner over there. And this is the view from the breakfast nook. I think it's so fun. And that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and leave here feeling very inspired to go decorate your home or just get more into the Christmas season. I think it's such a special time of year, and I really enjoy sharing all of this with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.